Snow and the game makers were losing it in those final moments of Haymitch's games. Spoiler warning for Sunrise on the Reaping. Here's my interpretation of what's happening behind the scenes, because this isn't explicitly said. So I believe they're planning for a Silka win, but Haymitch is default plan B. During the game, Snow was so fixated on playing with Haymitch that he kept putting off getting rid of him. He was just having too much fun. It's like a kid whining for just 5 more minutes with his toy. If something happened and Silka did not win the games, Snow could still punish Haymitch as a victor. Tormenting victors is the norm. So in the Game Maker control room, as Silka and Haymitch are fighting it out, I imagine all these Game Makers are on the edge of their seats. They weren't interfering with this combat by sending in fire bombs or mutts. It looks like Silka will win after she gutted and disarmed Haymitch. She chases after him, and I bet they assumed she'd give him one more chop with her axe, but no, she threw it. Ooh, how exciting! But wait, Haymitch dodged it, and the axe flew off the cliff. This is when the panic would set in. Oh no, the axe is going to bounce off the force field. Maybe they even tried to deactivate it but couldn't manage it in time. Silka is whacked in the head with her own axe. She's still alive, but could capital medicine save her? And if she survived, what would be the lasting effects? Would she be able to play the victor role the capital wants, or would this traumatic brain injury be severely disabling? The capital is not a tolerant place. A victor with a lost limb seems to be their limit in this area. Maybe they could try a body double situation with Silka, just have some completely different person pretend to be her until they can put the next victor in the limelight. Maybe she has a sister who looks like her. Who knows? Back to the games. So Silka and Haymitch are on the ground, still breathing, and then game makers see Haymitch fiddling around with the bomb stuff. No, they cannot have that. This is when they give him that first verbal warning. Haymitch Abernathy, you are to stop all activity immediately. And then Silka dies. Cannon goes off. They're stuck with Haymitch as the victor, but he's not cooperating. He's still fiddling around. They shoot bullets around him, probably deliberately not hitting him, just trying to scare him into stopping. It doesn't work. Then they throw decorum out the window, yelling at him to stop, and oh crap, Haymitch set off the bomb. There's game makers underneath the arena and other workers above in that hovercraft. Based on their frantic orders, they are in a dangerous spot. They are in the line of fire. By the way, this analysis is just going as far as chapter 24, so the aftermath is not being taken into account yet. This is part of my Sunrise on the Reaping deep dive series on YT. It's many hours long. Check it out if you're interested.